very pleased to have two members of the Asylum Hill Neighborhood Association to discuss what ANA is doing, how it was formed, and what the connections are with the church. Today, I'd like to introduce Jackie McKinney, who's the chair of the organization, and David McDonald, who's the executive director. So good morning, and thank you for coming.
Good morning.
The first question that a lot of people ask, just what is ANA?
It's been in operation over 20 years, maybe it's 25 at this point. It's a neighborhood association. Its members are residents who live in the neighborhood and people who work in the neighborhood. It was originally formed to deal with issues that were particular to Asylum Hill. A lot of blighted properties at the time. At the same time, very shortly after we formed, the state created what they call neighborhood revitalization zones in the bigger cities throughout the state. And it's a state sponsor, there's an ordinance for it, giving neighborhoods like Asylum Hill some teeth where they can have a say on what happens in their neighborhood.
Well, that's helpful, thank you. But you also have, and I've seen kind of a mission statement for the neighborhood. Maybe David, you could.
Yeah, the mission, therefore, of the Asylum Hill Neighborhood Association is to empower our residents and connect our residents and stakeholders together, because the stakeholders that are here, the institutions in our neighborhood, play a vital role. Even though they don't necessarily live in the neighborhood, they are essential to the health of the neighborhood. So we need to have our residents empowered in knowing how to solve problems in the neighborhood. Often that means joining with stakeholders in coalition and going to the government authority to complain about an issue that needs to be resolved. So we work to bring people together and to empower everyone to have a better, stronger role in the improvement of our neighborhood.
And one of the things that is very current that is going on between ANA and the church has been your initiative on the neighborhood development plan or strategic plan. Maybe you could just briefly.
Sure. Well, one of the responsibilities that we have as the NRZ for Asylum Hill is to develop a strategic plan that will guide the future development and revitalization of the neighborhood. It identifies priorities for changes. We've created 8 task forces to deal with all the various issues that our neighborhood confronts. We had an employment task force, economic development, public safety, arts and culture, environment and green initiatives, housing and historic preservation, human services, youth and education, as well as public safety. So we've had task forces in each of those areas identifying problems and challenges in our neighborhood and strategies to address them. So often this involves, in terms of public safety, it means we were working closely with the police department and with our community service officer, Officer Sid Palmieri, who serves the Asylum Hill neighborhood, and developing strategies and activities that we think will improve public safety in the neighborhood.
So I think the bonding between the church and the neighborhood association is very strong right now.
Yeah.
And I want to let you guys get back to work, and thank you very much for coming today.
Okay, thank you.